If you've ever thought about starting a website, whether it's for a business or a blog or a personal portfolio, you're in the right place. And I know it can feel super overwhelming when you have this vision, but you have no idea where to start. But I promise you, nowadays, it's actually really simple. In this video, I'm walking you through step-by-step how to set up a professional WordPress website using Hostinger. It's fast, affordable, and most importantly, it's beginner-friendly, making it one of the easiest ways to set up and launch a new website. All right, before we get started, let's break something down real quick. So what even is web hosting and why do you need it? So think of a website like a house. Your domain name, for example, www.yourwebsite.com, is the address, but your website itself needs a physical space to exist. Sort of like how your house needs a physical lot to live on, somewhere to plug into the grid and get utilities. That same concept applies to websites, and that's where web hosting comes in. So Hostinger stores all of your website's files and makes it actually possible for people to visit your website. Without hosting, your website would not exist online. And every single website needs a reliable hosting platform for it to function properly. So that's why I use Hostinger's managed WordPress hosting. They handle everything for you on the technical and maintenance side, so you can just focus on building your website and running your business without worrying about all the complicated techie stuff. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump right into the tutorial. So first, you'll go to www.hostinger.com/Tatiana. That's www.hostinger.com/Tatyana. This is where you'll get everything you need. Web hosting, a free domain, and access to WordPress all in one place. So once you're here, the first thing you'll want to do is select Claim Deal. And then you'll notice there's several different plans to choose from. I personally recommend going with the business plan, which is the plan that I use. But let's scroll down and compare the features of each plan. That way you can select the one that works for you. So as you can see, these plans are already super affordable. They're between $3 and $4 a month, which is kind of crazy considering everything that you get. The reason I decided to go with the business plan and why I recommend it for most beginners as well is because you do get access to these AI features, which really help with the website building and maintenance process. So for example, with the AI assistant, you get on-the-spot support directly within the WordPress panel. So if you're building your website and there's something that you can't quite figure out, you can type your question to a little AI chatbot and it'll help you through it. You also get access to the AI website builder for WordPress. So you can describe your idea for your website and get a fully functional website with just that prompt. With this plan, you also get access to basic Woocommerce, which means that if you want to add products to your site, whether they're physical products, dropshipping products, or digital products like mine, you can easily do that with no problem. I personally am also really interested in this free Amazon affiliate WordPress plugin. I talked about this in a previous video of mine, but affiliate marketing is a great way to generate passive income, especially with a niche blog or website. So this feature is super valuable. So with those features, the business plan really checks all of my boxes. And for only $4 a month, it really makes sense to go with this plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the business plan. Once you've selected your plan, head to checkout and make sure you put in code Tatiana, that's Tatyana, and hit apply for an extra 10% off. Now you can adjust the length of time that you want to set up for hosting for. So you can choose between 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months. Now I personally wouldn't recommend going with the 1 month plan because when you go with this plan, you only get the discount for that month. So the next month your plan will renew at a higher rate. So I recommend going with at least the 12-month option, but keep in mind the longer you sign up for, the longer you'll get that discount. But for an entire year of hosting with that coupon code I just gave you, it's less than $50. And especially with all those AI assistant features and the free domain you're getting, this is a really, really good value. I'll drop the link with my coupon code down in the description box below this video. So now we'll just hit continue to finish the checkout process. Okay, so for this portion of things, it's pretty self-explanatory. So first, you'll just enter your billing info, and now's a really good time to double check to make sure you have that coupon code applied. That way you're getting the maximum discounts possible. But pro tip for all of my American business owners, make sure you download and hang on to that receipt because this is a business expense, which is tax deductible. So if you do a little bit of girl math, it's almost like your website's free. Just saying. Okay, so once we have all this information filled out, we can go ahead and submit the payment. And now we're ready to start building our website. Okay, and now I'm at my Hostinger dashboard and I've gone to my websites list. And as you can see, I do not have any websites here. So I'm gonna go ahead and select add website. And then I'm gonna select WordPress. Okay, so here I'm creating the login details for my WordPress account. Now, this is important to note. Your WordPress account is technically separate from your Hostinger account. You can make the login details the same, but whatever you make them, make sure you write them down so that way you remember your login for your Hostinger and your login for your WordPress. So I'm gonna go ahead and create my WordPress account, and then I'll select next. Okay, so now we can choose between creating a website with AI or browsing Hostinger's pre-built websites and themes. Both options are 100% customizable, but I personally love the look of these professionally designed website templates, so I'm gonna go with the pre-built websites and themes option. Okay, so here we get to choose a pre-built website, and Hostinger makes this super easy because there's already categories to choose from. So if your website's gonna be kind of blog focused like mine is, you can select blog, affiliate marketing, but they also have pre-built templates for a business site, online store, affiliate marketing, and other types of websites as well. Okay, so for my site, there's gonna be two main focuses, educational articles and digital products. So I can kind of choose between whatever template I like in the blog section and in the online store section. So I wanna dive in and preview some of these templates, that way I can pick one that really resonates with me and my image for my brand. Okay, so here at the blog section, we can scroll down and see a bunch of different professional options to choose from. So let's take this one for example. So clicking on this template allows us to preview what it would look like. And I really love the logo here on the top left. I love the website banner. It's super eye-catching, especially with the read more and watch now buttons. This definitely resonates with me because I'll be integrating my YouTube and podcast content here on my blog. Then if we scroll down here right under the header, there's also an About Me section, which I really like. And then in this section, we also have recent blog posts, which are perfect. So visitors to the site will easily be able to see my latest content. I'm also loving the done for you email list sign up template they have here. Now, just to make absolutely sure that I want to start customizing this template, I want to view what it would look like on a phone. So I'll select this phone icon here. Now, utilizing this preview feature is actually super duper important because even though you're most likely creating this website on a computer, most visitors to your site are probably accessing it from their smartphones. So I want to scroll down here and just make sure that everything looks good and easy to read. Yep, and this looks great on a phone too. So I'll go ahead and use this website. Okay, so now we're at the add plugins to your site section, and these are free plugins that come with the Hostinger business plan. Now, if you don't know what plugins are, they're basically apps that help your site function optimally. So they add super useful features to your site to help you manage your site and also to help your users have a better site experience. Now, earlier in the video, I talked about this Hostinger Amazon affiliate plugin. So I want to go ahead and select that. And I already have an email marketing service, so I will unselect this one because I don't need it. And the rest of these apps are super useful, so I'll keep them selected, and then we can select next. Okay, so now we get to decide what domain name we want to use for our website. You have a bunch of different options here, but the best option for you is going to depend on what your intentions are with your website. So if this is a business site, so let's say you're a consultant or a service provider, I recommend going with the .online domain. So for example, I might use tatianaconsulting.online. A .online domain is super popular and it perfectly highlights that this is your business's online identity. And having the word online at the end of your domain name kind of acts like an SEO hack and helps boost your website in search, which is incredibly powerful in helping new websites gain foot traffic. On the other hand, if you're building a website that you want to function as an online store, using a .store domain makes the most sense for you. So for example, as a digital product seller, I might want to use the domain name tatianasdigital.store. A lot of people don't know this, but online stores with a .store domain actually get 87% more traffic on Google search. That's because when customers are looking for products on Google and they see a website with a .store domain, it instantly communicates to them that your website is a store. So going with this option, whether you're drop shipping, selling physical products or digital products, is definitely your best bet. Now for my website, I know that I want to sell digital products, but I also know that I want my website to function as a blog, an affiliate marketing site, and a funnel to direct new visitors to my content. So because I have all those moving parts, I'm gonna go with a .com domain. And since the name of my brand is Rich Girls Next Door, I'm gonna name my domain richgirlsnextdoor.com. Now that I have my domain name chosen, I can select next. All right, so here Hostinger is asking us where our target audience is located. So you'll want to select the location that's closest to your target audience. So I'm going to go ahead and select North Carolina. All right, so now that we've selected our data server, we can go ahead and select install WordPress. Okay, so now for the fun part, let's start customizing. So for this part, I'm going to erase any trace of this Melissa travel blogger and replace her with myself. So in order to start doing that, I'm going to select this header here, and then I'm going to select style. And now for the background, I want to change the image. Now I don't have a photo shoot in a field ready to go, so I'm going to select search images to find one that most resonates with my brand. All right, to find this image, I just typed in the keywords money and pink, and I think this image looks really cool, so I'm going to go ahead and select insert. Okay, and I think this looks absolutely amazing. So now that we have our header image chosen, I'm going to go ahead and change our header text. So again, let's go ahead and delete I am Melissa, a travel blogger, because I'm not Melissa and I'm not a travel blogger. And then I'll actually also go ahead and delete this subtext here. And I want to replace these words with my own business tagline. So let's go ahead and select this, and I'll replace it with the words grow your wealth, find your people, and redefine success. All right, now with this picture added, I think that this looks amazing. I absolutely love the contrast here. And I really like these two buttons here specifically that say read more and watch now. I'll definitely be using this read more button to link to my latest article. And I'll be using the watch now button to link to my YouTube podcast. Now, scrolling down, I want to change the about me section as well. Okay, so for this section, since Rich Girls Next Door is a brand that I'm starting with my friend, I'm gonna edit this section to say meet Tati and Livy. And then I'll highlight this text here to delete it and replace it with my own. Okay, perfect. Now let's delete this Melissa P signature here. And I want to replace the Melissa P signature that I deleted with a button that will redirect users to our content. So with this box selected, let's go to the top here and select these three buttons. And then I'm going to select add after. And then it says type a / to choose a box, so I'll do that. All right, now I'm going to select buttons, and I want the text of this button to say learn more. All right, so now that the description is perfect, let's go ahead and swap out this image. All right, so since at the time I'm filming this video, me and Livy do not have professional pictures ready to go, I want to replace this image of Melissa here with a picture that's a representation of me and Livy. So in order to replace this image, I'll go ahead and select it, hit replace, select upload, and then I just selected the file that I wanted to upload. So now we have this super cute little cartoon image here that represents me and my friend. And once we have real photos, we'll insert them on our site. Okay, so now that we have the about me or about us section done, let's scroll down and move on to the next section, which is recent blog posts. Now, first things first, I just want to change the title to say recent articles, and then I'll just replace this subtext here with my own. Okay, so now that that's done, here you can see that we have 3 placeholder articles here that are obviously not our own. So in order for our articles to display here, we need to navigate to our WordPress panel and replace these articles with our own. So before we navigate away from this page, let's select save. And once we have our changes saved, we can select this WordPress logo here. That's going to take us to view pages. Okay, so now we're at our WordPress panel and we want to edit our blog posts. So navigating away from pages, I actually want to select posts and go to all posts. Okay, so now we can see our placeholder blog posts and we can go ahead and replace them. So I'm going to select edit. Okay, so now I can replace this article with my own. So first let's swap out this title. I'll go ahead and select the text and replace it with my own. All right, so now the title of my first blog post says how we're actually building wealth in our 20s without a 9-to-5 or rich parents. And now we can get into the actual article writing process. Now, normally from start to finish, this can be a pretty tedious process, especially with all the search engine optimization research that goes into it. But luckily, with combining the power of Hostinger and WordPress, there are some built-in tools that help us expedite this process and make sure that our article is actually reaching our target audience. So I want to take advantage of those features and generate an SEO optimized article. So in order to do that, I'm going to right click on this here, and I'm going to open this link in a new tab. Okay, so that takes us to our posts, but I actually want to hover over the Hostinger logo here, and I want to go down to AI content creator. Okay, so now it's asking us, what do you want to make today? And we can select our tone of voice, which I want to be trustworthy and friendly. And then we can also select our content length. So I want to select a long length. All right, so now I'm just going to type up the general theme of what this article is going to be about. So first I'll put in my title, and then down here it says you're good to go, but you can share more details for better results. So since this is going to be a long article, I do want to share a little bit more details. So I'll type up some details right quick, and then we can select create content. Before we select create content, we can actually put in keywords that we want our article to rank for. So I'm going to think of some search terms that people might be typing into Google to find an article like mine, and I'm just going to list them here. This will help more people in our target audience actually find our content. All right, so now that we have our keywords entered, we can go ahead and select create content. Okay, so now just like that, we have an AI generated image here, and we have a full length SEO optimized article fully written from start to finish. And this is a really long article. It's over 2,500 words. And if we wanted to, if we didn't like the tone of the article and we wanted to make it more casual or professional or formal, we can always scroll up here and edit the tone or edit the length of the article. But I think that this is perfect. Just looking at the introduction, it says, in a society that often equates financial success with traditional career paths and privileged beginnings, the journey to wealth building can appear daunting, particularly for those of us in our 20s. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted the article to be about. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and select publish. And now we have a full length search engine optimized article that normally would have taken us hours to write, but with the AI content creator, it took us less than 2 minutes. Okay, so now I just want to change the post author here. So in order to do that, I'm going to navigate back to my WordPress dashboard. Okay, so I've navigated to my WordPress dashboard, and now here on the left-hand side, I'm going to select users, and I'm going to select add users, and then I'll go ahead and put in my author information. And once I have this information all filled out, I can go ahead and select add new user. Okay, so now we can go back to our posts. We can hover over the post that we just created and select edit. And now I'll select this author here. And then from the drop-down menu, I can select my name. And then we'll go ahead and hit save. And now when we select preview, the correct post author name appears rather than our email address. Okay, so quick recap. So far, we've selected our domain. We've chosen a professional website template and customized it to reflect our own unique style and branding. And we've written a fully search engine optimized article with the help of AI in minutes. Now, the last feature that I really want to add to my website, which I mentioned earlier in this video, is a shop section. So personally, I'm interested in offering digital products on my shop, but whether you're offering digital products, physical products, or you're drop shipping, the process of adding this section to your site is going to be the same. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so in order to go ahead and add our shop section, I'm going to navigate up here to the top left, and I'm going to select this to go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, and now down here, I'm going to go to plugins, and I'm going to select add new plugin. Now here in the search bar, I'm going to go ahead and look for one of the plugins that was included with the hosting your business plan, which was the Woocommerce plugin. This is what's going to make it possible to sell products on our website. Okay, so I typed in Woocommerce, and now I'm going to select install now. Okay, so now that we have Woocommerce installed, I'm going to select activate. Okay, so now on our plugins page, when we scroll down here, we will see Woocommerce installed. So now we can go ahead with setting up our store. So on the left side panel here, I'm going to hover over Woocommerce, and I'm going to select home. And then up here at the top, I'm going to select continue setup. Okay, and now we're in the setup section. So here I want to select keep current site. Okay, and it gives us the option to connect our Amazon account to the site, which is a great way to earn passive income on our site before we're even ready to offer products of our own. I'm definitely interested in this feature, and I highly recommend that those of you who are a part of the Amazon Associate or Amazon Affiliate program take advantage of this plugin feature. But for now, I just want to focus on adding my own digital products to this site. So we'll go ahead and skip over this part for now. And now I want to connect my online store. So let's get started. Okay, so it's asking what kind of products are we going to sell, and I'm going to go with education and learning. Okay, and now it's asking us where our store is located, and obviously I don't have a physical storefront for these digital products, so I'll just select my current state, and I'll select continue. Okay, and now we can add our first product. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is name our product. So this product is just an example, it doesn't actually exist yet. But since I want the primary focus of my site to be about building wealth, I'm gonna go ahead and name my first product the Wealth Building Tracker. Okay, and so now I wanna take advantage of this create product with AI feature, and I'm gonna describe my product. Okay, so I've typed up a really quick product description. I wanna keep the content length short and the tone of voice neutral. and then I'll select create product with AI. Okay, perfect. So just from this little description that I typed up, the Hostinger AI created this description that's search engine optimized, and it sounds great. So now that we have the description done, we can scroll down and start putting in our prices and other details. So I'm going to select downloadable. It says downloadable products give access to a file upon purchase. So since our product is a digital product, I'll select downloadable. But of course, if you're offering a physical product, you should not select this option. Okay, and now for the regular price, let's say it's $49, but it's on sale for $29. For the downloadable file, since I don't actually have this product created yet, I'm just gonna put in a placeholder, but I'll make sure that before my site goes live, that I replace this placeholder with the actual digital product that I'm offering. Okay, you can also put a download limit, meaning that you put a cap on the number of times that each user can actually download their item. I don't want to do this. I feel like they should have access to it forever since they paid for it. So I'll keep it at unlimited. And then for download expiry, again, you can put an expiration date. I'm not going to do that. I think people should have access to these files forever. So I'll leave that as it is. Okay, and there's one thing I forgot to do, which is to set our product image. So I'm going to go ahead and put a placeholder image there. And again, once that product is actually created, then I'll update the image with the product. Okay, so now we have our placeholder image. So I'll go ahead and select update. Okay, and now I want to preview our product. So let's select preview changes. Okay, and now we can see our first mock digital product here on the site. So we have our wealth building tracker. It's on sale for $29. And we have this bright pink add to cart button here. And it says wealth building tracker has been added to your cart. Just like that, it's that easy. And when we start adding more products to our site, we can change our categories here. I'll probably have categories like personal finance, family budgeting, and passive income. But of course, your categories will depend on your own business niche. And just like that, you've got all the tools you need to build your first professional website. If you want to start building your own site today, don't forget to use code Tatiana for an extra 10% off of your Hostinger plan. The link is in the description below. If you're interested in following along and watching me build Rich Girls Next Door, make sure you give this video a like. I'm super excited about this new passive income experiment, and I'm all about transparency on my channel. So if you want to see the ins and outs of what it takes to make a profitable website, then let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to share any questions that you have. And if you're interested in seeing more about my other streams of income, you can stick around for the video that's going to pop up at the end of this one, where I talk about 10 side hustles that I've already tried and exactly how much money they've made me. I'll see you in the next one.